Hey, my friends, welcome back to the show. Today we have 9 signs to recognize in your life that you are the chosen one, a special message. So if you feel those 9 signs, pay close attention because something important is happening in your life. And your whole life was a preparation for something truly big, for something truly important. So we've heard about the chosen ones, term the chosen ones. What does it mean? The fact is that if you've been born, if you're alive right now, you've been chosen. Everyone is chosen, but only a few choose to follow their calling. And that is a big realization when we recognize that we are all here on a mission, we're all here on a purpose. Some people are here just to move through lessons, just to learn. Some people are here to maybe to fix certain karmic patterns, certain karmic cycles that are circling in their family tree. And some people came here with a mission to teach others or to raise the frequency here, to raise the vibration. And often those people feel like they're outsiders, like they don't fit in because they came here to bring something new, to bring something unique, to firstly discover their own uniqueness so they can become more familiar with it, so they become more confident in it, so they can start expressing it and become the source of it, so they can bring knowledge and wisdom and practical guidance from a higher understanding into this third dimensional reality and make it helpful for others who need it the most. And there are 9 signs you can recognize that you are this type of a soul right at this time. So nothing is, nobody's better or worse than anybody else. There's no judgment. We are making those things up. But everyone is on our own unique mission. So what are 9 signs that you can recognize that you are chosen one for a calling, for a purpose, for something big, something that can help this society to rise in a positive way? The first sign is that you have a strong sense to help others. It's just something natural, like you just feel since always like you want to help others. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter where. When you think about people, you think about a need to help them, a need to guide them, a need to uplift them. So you often find yourself in a situation where you help somebody. If that's you, if you have that natural sense, it means that you are the chosen one here for a purpose to uplift the consciousness of society, to help someone. Because the biggest act or the greatest act is an act of help, right? And it always sparks another. It will always inspire somebody else to do something similar, to give a hand to somebody, right? To give an emotional support to somebody. Sometimes a mental support, like, hey man, you got this, right? It's something beautiful we can do. And if you have since forever this natural, generous sense to help others, it means that you are the chosen one here on a mission to raise the energy here, right? The second sign is that at your early age, maybe you've been drawn more into this ancient teachings of wisdom, maybe spirituality, maybe philosophy, psychology, doesn't matter. You just felt a need to study a little bit also the subjects that are maybe outside of the educational system. Just because you've noticed, like you have a great sense for observing how the world is functioning, how society is functioning. And you're noticing that most people are unsatisfied. And those may be highly educated people. Those may be people from many different backgrounds. You may be noticing that maybe this system is just not offering the right knowledge that could help people to tap into a greater sense of well-being. So when you've noticed that, you've started studying different subjects that are maybe outside of norm, right? You've started studying the science of yoga, maybe the science of meditation, spirituality, and you found many great answers there. If that's you, if you've been like always like that, studying different things, and it made you like the outsider, maybe the black sheep, like this is the weird one who's always into weird stuff. Maybe that's you. It's a sign that you are chosen here to do something differently, right? Everybody is kind of aiming towards being like somebody else, and you're here being different, bringing a unique contrast, bringing something new, something unique to this world. That is something so beautiful. I always love to see people who are being themselves, bringing something completely new to this realm. It's always so beautiful to see. So if that's you, you're the chosen one to uplift the energy here, to bring some uniqueness from your heart to this wonderful planet. The third sign that you are the chosen one here to raise the frequency is that you've been through many hard lessons through your life. You've noticed that your life is actually preparing you for service. So at some point you've started appreciating those lessons. Or maybe you're still in a phase where maybe you're bombarded with many hard things, but deep inside you sense courage. Deep inside you sense that you're actually quite resilient. And you're ready for something more. You're kind of waking up to a greater understanding, like I'm ready for something more. And you're discovering once again what makes you unique, what are your gifts and talents. And you've started maybe already nurturing that. Maybe you're already doing that and you're already helping people. And you may be thinking like, why you're so different than others? Here's an answer. Because you came here to be different. You came here to make a difference. You came here to bring that new energy because society is craving it. An act of kindness or an act of creative expression always sparks another. And we see it. Everybody notices, oh, that person is doing something differently. At the beginning, it's weird, but if you stay consistent, it becomes inspiring. Eventually, you make some huge results, and suddenly people start actually respecting your efforts. People start appreciating you. People start supporting you, and eventually, you become like a great leader. You become like somebody to be inspired by, and that is something truly great and helpful and admirable. So, my friends, if you've been through a lot, it's a sign that you're here on a bigger mission. The fourth sign that you are the chosen one here to raise the frequency is that you are on a higher frequency. So therefore, you're constantly experiencing synchronicities. Like synchronistic events are constantly happening to you. Those are, events that sometimes can't be explained through our intellectual understanding. So sometimes we may say like a miracle happened to us, right? Sometimes we're constantly seeing, I'm explaining synchronicities in a way like those are glimpses of signs that we are doing something right. Like when we start working on something, I will share this story with you. When I started painting, I met a mentor, and my mentor it just happened that she had a contact of a person that is like a manager in a certain gallery. So I called that manager of that gallery, and she helped me to have my first art exhibition. And then I had that first art exhibition, and I've sold my first original paintings for much higher prices than I ever thought it is possible. But I also met some truly great people that introduced me deeper into the business of art, some deeper into the psychological perspective of life, and so many interesting events happened. And that's what we call synchronicities. When we are vibing on a higher energy because we're doing something we're passionate about, we're serving our purpose, we're working on a mission that we know that is bigger than us, bigger than life, synchronicities start happening. Also, when we start changing our lives in a way, like we start changing our habits, we start changing our belief systems, we detach from whatever is not serving us. Sometimes we change relationships in our lives because we know that certain relationships are not in alignment with us anymore. When we do those things, synchronicities start happening. But if synchronicities are constantly happening for you, since you know for yourself, it's a sign that you are on a bit different energy, and that is a sign that you are the chosen one here on a bigger mission, on a higher calling, right? The fifth sign is that you have a strange sense of a mission or purpose that you feel you need to fulfill in this lifetime. You just have this strange sense of a mission, like you know that there's something you need to fulfill, and maybe you don't already know what it is. Doesn't matter. Your life is navigating you towards knowing it better. So don't force anything. Don't force anything, because everything will align. Just make sure that you're not falling into laziness, because you're here to move yourself, to flow with the flow of nature, to discover the creative flow and work with it. What it means? It means that you make a plan that you want to live a life of fulfillment. You want to be fulfilled. You want to be on a higher energy where you feel driven to be passionate about something. And you feel that is within you. And you may not know what it is. Keep searching. You are a seeker, and seeker eventually becomes a finder. That's how life works. As long as you're seeking, eventually you will find something that is right now undiscovered. And that's what makes life an adventure. But it doesn't mean that it should be easy. It should be painful, because through pain we learn. Through pain we grow. So eventually we start appreciating hard things, because they are teaching us what we need to know so we can help others who are still in certain pain and suffering. So it's all for the highest good. And eventually we recognize it. So keep up, my friend. Keep it up. And make sure that you are nurturing yourself. Take care of self-care so you don't exhaust yourself, so you can stay in balance, right? I've made many videos on that, so you can find many practical tools to protect your energy, to take care of yourself. The sixth sign is that you are a visionary. So who's a visionary? Visionary is someone who can see beyond what is present right now. Someone who can read the patterns of this present time, and he can notice where those patterns are leading us. For example, if I will keep doing what I'm doing right now, it will get me to this kind of potential reality. But if I will make those kind of changes right now and I will stay consistent with them, it will get me to maybe wanting potential reality. So we kind of read the patterns and we shift them the way it will take us to where we want to be. This is the work of a visionary. Visionary starts with a wanting vision of the future, and then he adapts his lifestyle according to that vision of the future. And eventually it takes him to where is that vision, to that future reality. That is the work of a visionary. Every great leader is a visionary. So if you feel like you're a visionary, it's a gift to make something possible, to make something out of nothing. And it just means that the greatest work is done when it's done, it seems like out of nothing. Actually, it's done out of imagination, right? And for that, you need to be a visionary. So if you are a visionary, it means that you are the chosen one here for something bigger, for a higher mission. The seventh sign that you are the chosen one is that you are a cycle breaker in your family tree. You're making kind of disorder to create a higher order. You're healing the old wounds, healing the old patterns of your ancestors, so you can free the pain of your ancestors, freeing them and therefore freeing yourself, healing the wounds of your family tree. So it may happen that you're the only one in your family tree that is doing emotional healing, that is kinda into spiritual wisdom, the wisdom of the truth. And you're studying yourself and studying your history and discovering what can be helpful and practical to live a healthier life, to build healthier relationships, and to learn to articulate and express yourself in a way that is kind, compassionate, and truthful to others. Maybe nobody else is doing that in your family. It means that you're a cycle breaker, the one who's breaking maybe the negative or unhealthy cycle in your family and initiating a new one, a better one. This is a work of, like, you're doing an important work. You're healing a DNA of your family, and that is huge. And you may feel alone sometimes, like lonely on that process, but it's all okay. Eventually you will meet many your kind of people, people whom we call, those are my people. You will meet many of those kind of people. But I want to remind you that your ancestors are celebrating you because you're freeing their pain from your DNA, and therefore you're bringing into the future a healthier you. And that is something truly, truly big and important and noble. The eighth sign that you are the chosen one is that you're naturally resilient to many, many hard things. You may have a natural resilience and ability to overcome challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. Is that you? Do you feel like you're naturally like that? And you may say, well, I've been through many traumatic experiences and I needed to build that resilience. And it's true, but there's a purpose for that, right? There's a purpose why you've been through many hard things. Maybe life was preparing you so you can be there for those who don't have that natural resilience one day in the future. Maybe because of what you've been through will help you to write a book that will become a bestseller, or it will help you to make a course, or to lead a company, or whatever it will be. It doesn't need to be something big or huge or whatever. It may be something for someone. Maybe you will change a life of somebody who needed to hear what you've learned when you've been through something really traumatic or something hard. Your resilience helped you to overcome it. And eventually, you will notice, if you haven't already, what a gift that is. Because most people only do easy things because they don't have that. They never builded that. And they don't believe they are capable of such resilience as you have. So you're being a great example, and maybe you feel like right now nobody is noticing that. But more you're discovering your capabilities of your soul, more you will be able to express them and eventually make it helpful for somebody who need to receive your unique energy. And the ninth sign that you're the chosen one here to raise the frequency, to raise the spirit of society, is that you're constantly striving towards higher virtues that most people have lost. It just feels that most people have lost it, or they've never been taught about them. Like the virtue of wisdom, especially the practical wisdom, the wisdom that can actually shape our lives in a positive way, practical tools, like, for example, meditation, or how to establish certain routines in our lives that we can work on that peak state more often, how to find and discover our native creativity, the language of nature, right? Things like that. The virtue of justice. Justice is kind of, it's just lost in many people's hearts or undiscovered, and you're striving towards it. You're striving towards fortitude and the virtue of courage. You're striving towards liberality. Is that you? Striving towards a sense of self-control, right? That's something that ancient Greek philosophers were teaching. How to gain a certain sense of self-control, so you stay true to yourself, so you have a sense of values, and you make sure that you don't do the things that are not in alignment with your values. And you make sure that you stand for your truth. And you make sure that you set boundaries when something is not the way that you tolerate, that you know that something is not good for you. You set boundaries and you say, no, I will do what's best for me right now. Right? If you are naturally striving towards those higher virtues, if that's your nature, it doesn't mean that you are really good at it, like you're a master of it, but you're striving towards it naturally since ever you've been like that. It means that you're the chosen one here on a mission to raise the frequency on this beautiful planet. I celebrate you, my friend, because it is a noble job. It is an incredible mission, and we need more people like you. So I'm grateful for you for choosing to follow your calling. And I hope you found some value in today's video. My friends, I hope you've enjoyed in today's artwork. To everyone who would like to get a piece of my art, you can find it in our Etsy shop, AttractPassion, where we are offering prints of my paintings, some of original paintings. You can find stickers. You can find some guided meditations. You can find incredible, inspiring art there. So go there and check it out. The link is also in the description of this video. Check it out. My friends, till next time, I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Stay beautiful, stay creative, stay magnificent. One love.